Hi everyone, this is Julian, and I'm going to be taking you through Angus's haircut on Elena. Angus starts out with a U-shaped section through the top, and you can see he clips everything away nice and neat so that he has maximum amount of control. Through the sides, he takes another section that goes following the parietal bone, and then from the occipital to just the top of the ear. Once Angus finishes that, you can see he's showing that he's going to start the haircut through the nape area. The technique that Angus is going to be working with is going to be a layering technique, starting out with a vertical section in through the center of the occipital bone. Again, noticing how Angus gets the hair very cleanly out of the way, and then pulling the section straight out, and then cutting a line that follows the head shape slightly inwards towards the bottom. As Angus progresses through to the sides, you'll notice he's over-directing the hair back towards the previous. What this is going to do is going to leave a little bit of excess length just behind the ear. You can also see the hand position that Angus is using is a palm to palm, which is going to allow him to have control of that angle from top to bottom. And there's Angus's last section on the first side. Now you'll see on the second side, Angus works with the same sectioning, same over direction and elevation, but the hand position is slightly different. So still working on a palm-to-palm method, Angus now is pointing his fingertips down so that he has a consistency from the left to the right. Making sure everything's cleanly pulled back, working with a very even tension. So now Angus is going to work through those two middle panels. And again, working with vertical sections. Now you'll notice Angus's hand position changes slightly. Due to the fact that he's higher up on the head and the angle is following the head shape, it's easier to work over the knuckles at this point. So he's setting a guideline from the crown area, working down, but you'll notice that the length through the bottom of that section is just very slightly disconnected from the underneath layers. Then again, the sections are being over-directed back so that it follows that shape, getting longer towards the ear. Keeping the sections very clean. You can see Angus now is starting to move to the area over the ear where the over direction is going to start to increase more each time. The elevation and the cutting angle stays the same. The sections stay the same. So the over direction is really key to follow and to stay on top of. So right now Angus would be working a classic triangular shape, starting in the back and utilizing his over direction to maintain the length in through the front. Now once he finishes that area, taking a moment to assess the amount of length that he has, and now going back through from the front with a vertical diagonal section, setting a new guideline that's going to emphasize the cheekbones. Now you notice each section again being taken very carefully, very cleanly, so that Angus can control the hair as much as possible. The over direction is now forward, so that the shape gets slightly longer. Working the angle all the way down into the hairline, making sure that the tension is even from top to bottom. Now you'll see here Angus takes the section and he's over directing it off forward onto the guide until the hair doesn't reach anymore. What this is going to do is it's going to leave the corner just behind the ear at the mastoid. So he's compensating for the curvature of the head by placing a corner of weight. Now again, Angus starts in through the center back, lifting the section straight out from its base, and then using the first section as the guideline. Now again, just like on the underneath, the sections stay the same. The over direction and the elevation should be as consistent as possible, but the change is in the hand position. Angus is still working with an over the knuckle method, but you notice again now on this side his fingertips are pointing down. And again, what that's going to do is it's going to help him maintain a consistent amount of over direction from the left to the right. And there Angus is just finishing up that second side and then coming back through in an identical method that he used on the first side. So working this line through, taking a section slightly diagonal, and then cutting a length to complement the cheekbones. You can see the over direction that Angus is using is mimicking what he's done on the first side. So as he works further back, the over direction increases. And you'll notice again, eventually, as Angus starts to get to the area behind the ear at the mastoid, the hair will stop reaching his guideline. Once that happens, that's going to ensure a clean blend from front to back. So now releasing that top section. And this is the last portion of the basic shape of the haircut. You can see Angus picking up the guide from the crown area and then using that to cut his first section from the crown all the way through to the front hairline. So a combination of over direction and the finger angle is allowing Angus to maintain a maximum amount of length through the front. What you will notice as Angus starts to finish up this first portion of the top, that the top length is going to be disconnected from the underneath length at the temple area. This is really one of the features of the haircut, so we want to make sure that we control that and have the length fall just where we want it. And there's that last section on the first side. Now we mentioned the tension and the over direction, also really focusing on each section and making sure that it's brought up towards the center, again, to help maintain that length through the disconnection. Now Angus is starting out on the second side, and one of the things that I want you to notice is that he did not change his standing position. So he cuts both sides from the one area. Now the reason that is the angle needs to be cut from short to long. If the angle was flatter, he may cut from standing on the first side and then switch to the second. But again, with this angle being so extreme, to do it correctly, you have to cut from short to long.
Here comes Donna with the blow dry. So we're working with one of our new favorite products, that's our marula oil. 1 or 2 drops of the light marula oil will give us a beautiful finish. Very lightweight and gives a beautiful shine and polish to the hair. Now we're working with our Awapui Wild Ginger Hydro Mist Blowout Spray. Again, another very lightweight product. This haircut really just needs a little bit of control and some shine. So Donna's working with her comb. The comb has the tight teeth, so it really gives you a little control over those shorter areas. And again, on the longer length, switching to the 407, tighter bristles so that you have a little bit more control and can give a great polish to the hair. Following the nozzle of the dryer through with the brush and creating that beautiful polish. Wrapping the hair around the head just to give some nice movement and shape to that haircut. Here we have the finishing touches to our style. We're going to work with our Express Iron Smooth Plus. It's our 1.25 plate, and you can see Donna's carefully lifting up with her comb and then utilizing those beautiful bevel edge plates so that we get that nice bevel to the end of the hair. Going through section by section, working on a diagonal, getting that beautiful shine from our Express Iron complex. Just finishing that through, really working with the shape of Angus's haircut here.
So now after that beautiful finish by Donna, it's time for Angus to go back in and work the refinement stage of the haircut. You can see Angus is working with a slicing technique, moving the scissors through the hair just on the surface to remove any excess weight and bulk. Angus works this same technique through both sides to create consistency throughout the style. Referencing the outline, now Angus is working with a pointing technique which will freshen the outline of the cut through the back. Angus continues with a pointing technique, working with the natural hairline. The pointing is going to remove a little bit more length than the slicing, but maintain a soft edge throughout the haircut. Spend an extra care through this front area to work that C shape to enhance the cheekbone. Now as Angus works through the top, you can see he's over-directing the hair up and then fanning it out through his fingers, now working his pointing technique into the length. What this is going to do is going to remove any excess weight from the hair, creating a softer look once the hair is released. And again, working it very consistently through with cross-checking sections from the crown through to the front hairline. Now to finish off the look, Angus is going to use Paul Mitchell spray wax, working it through with his fingers to create texture and enhance the shape that he's created. I think the combination of the haircut and texture really enhances the color that Mary's created with the color XG. It's a beautiful look, cut and color working together. And there we have it, Angus's finished result.